and throw a tantrum.
Good day everyone and welcome to another LEGO Harry Potter review. Today we're going to be doing set 75969, the Hogwarts Astronomy Tower, 971 pieces, 8 minifigures, and retails for like what, 140, 160, something like that. Not quite as many parts as the Burrow, but it's in like generally the same price range, and who am I kidding, the piece counts are pretty similar. So this is like the other big set in this recent wave of Harry Potter. You've got the Burrow, and then you got this one. Both Half-Blood Prince sets, both sets with 8 minifigures, and both very interesting sets. I have gotten all of the other Hogwarts buildings, although they're not all together. My plan is that when all of this is said and done, when the chips are down and finally this Harry Potter series is over, I assume they're going to be having 1 or 2 more waves for like Deathly Hallows and then be done with it. That's what I hope. I'm going to put it all together, and maybe I'll even do like a big review, like this is the entirety of Hogwarts. Although I gotta say, I haven't reviewed one of the Hogwarts chunks on this channel yet, have I? No, I don't think I have. Maybe darn, did I review the clock tower in here? I don't know. Although, just in short, I really like this idea that they're doing with Hogwarts. Rather than making it just one big set, they're having it be a bunch of sort of larger sets, absolutely, that you can sort of interconnect and whatnot. And particularly with this set and the last one, I really like what they've been doing with the minifigures. And with the minifigures, let's get right into the minifigures. So, yeah. First off, we've got Harry, and as a matter of fact, interestingly enough, this is the only minifigure in the set that we've more or less got a previous version of, you know? We've never gotten a Hermione in this outfit, or a Neville, or a Slughorn, or a blah blah blah. You could argue maybe Draco's gotten this outfit before, but not really in the way they present it here. This is really the only minifigure in the set, of course amongst all exclusives, that I would consider to be like a genuine update of a previous minifigure. And definitely compared to the previous Slug Club Harry, as it were, I really quite like this. It's done quite well. I think it looks good. I think the red tie against the black robes is a really cool and slick look, and I think it's a useful torso that can be applied elsewhere. This is sort of the standard head and hair that we've been getting for him in this last wave of sets. Very simple back printing, 4 lines. And simple wand, yeah, bippity-boo. And also those sort of legs that we just keep getting over and over and over again. I bet when Hux came out, he didn't realize that he was creating a leg piece that would go on to freaking outlive even him. Then we have Hermione. Anyone remember? Oh, son of a bitch. Anyone remember that video? Oh, classic, 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 classic. Bippity-boo. She'll look good. I really like it. Her outfit here, very appropriate to Slug Club. I really appreciate it. I like the silvery sort of shoes they've given her there. Unfortunately, no inner foot printing, but you can't really expect that. Because they've never really done that. Really, really nice dress piece. Really quite like it. They did it absolutely phenomenally. I couldn't have asked for something more accurate than this. I really like that they did the leg printing. I was really concerned after the, Burrow that they were basically just not doing leg printing on minifigures and big sets, but, you know, fortunately we've got a few cases littered throughout here, and this is one of them, and this is a really admirable example. It looks really good. Same face that we've gotten previously, and then that one's really quite nice. And then this hair, which is a hairpiece, that is like one of the older sort of hairpieces that we've gotten for Hermione. The sets that were coming out in tandem with the Deathly Hallows several years ago had Hermione with this very hairpiece, and it's nice to see it return, and it's appropriate for this scene. Then we have Neville, and he looks good. I like him quite a lot in this outfit. Firstly, he's got just a shield there with a chalice. And as you can see, his outfit is quite nice and accurate, and I like that it's got the Slug Club symbol on it. He's got this face. Don't know if this face is exclusive. Maybe, maybe not. I think it might be exclusive, actually. Nice back printing, nice front printing, appropriately dorky looking. I think that this face is kind of a bit much. Like, I know he's not that good looking of a guy, but goddamn. still, the torso is really nice, and I think that it's also useful elsewhere. He looks like a proper waiter. Like I said, face isn't great, but whatever. Then we got Slughorn, who is quite different from the version that we got in that Toys R Us exclusive pack. As you can see, exclusive torso print right there, which is really quite nice. I think that this is the torso emulating what he wears at the Slug Club, appropriate. Then he's got the same hair that he had previously, and a new face. Here is one that's looking kind of stern, and here's one that's looking kind of happy. He had one like this on the previous head, and then he's got some nice back printing there, which continues with the nice sort of, I don't know, floral print that he has on the front. All very appropriate. Then we've got Luna, who for some reason they don't tell you to give a wand to, which is weird, but whatever. She's probably the best minifigure in the set. I love her outfit. It couldn't be more accurate to what she's wearing in the scene. Given what she's wearing in the scene, I would never have thought that they would actually make a minifigure of this, but they did, and it looks great. Just all really quite nice. The frilliness is done well, the lavender is a good color choice, and yeah, the hair is also a good selection. She's got this sort of more meek face, and then she's got this sort of surprise face. I believe that this is the same head that we get for her in the Room of Requirement. But yeah, really, really good minifigure, very advanced. Don't know why she doesn't have a wand, kind of weird. Although there's plenty of extra wands in the set, so you can just give her one of those. Speaking of people without wands, we have Draco Malfoy, also exclusive because he's got this fancy-dancy and really nice torso. The best torso that I would say that Draco Malfoy has ever gotten on any minifigure ever. Looks really good, looks really appropriate, melds well with these damn Huck's legs. I do, however, hate the fact that this seems to be a permanent thing, what they're doing with Draco's head here. Draco does not look like this. Why do they keep giving him this head? It looks bad. It is either Kaz, or it's Bruce Wayne, or it's Happy Hogan, or whatever. It's definitely not Draco, though. Also, the hood, I don't know if that really belongs there. Kind of a weird inclusion. The torso is really nice. I really, really like it. The legs are a reuse. The hair is that terrible yellow color they keep giving to blonde people for some reason, including Luna. By the way, that's a bad thing on Luna. But yeah. Unfortunate that this seems to be the head they're sticking with Draco. I already ranted and raved about this in the freaking blister pack set, but this is a stupid thing. I'm sick of seeing that head on minifigures where it doesn't belong, and quite frankly, it hasn't belonged on any minifigure it's been on. Then we got Ron in like a more casual shirt. He doesn't go to the Slug Club because he's not invited, hilariously enough, so this is just like a casual shirt he has. It's fine. It kind of emulates the shirt that he wears in the movie. I found an image of the shirt that they're trying to emulate here, and it's fine. They've got the same head for him, which is okay, and then they've also got this Ron hair here for him, which I don't really care for the use of this hair on Ron ever. I don't know why it keeps cropping up on Ron's. It doesn't look good on Ron, it's never been appropriate on Ron, and yet it keeps appearing on Ron, so ain't that a bitch. Then we have, the worst minifigure in the set, Lavender freaking Brown. What in the hell is going on here? So we've got bright purple legs and a pink shirt. Only again, I looked it up and I know what they're trying to emulate, but this is a horrible emulation of what she's wearing in that scene. Oh, it looks bad. Oh, it looks terrible. This torso is horribly done. That big, like, opening up there, but with no, like, cleavage or anything. It looks so ugly. The purple legs against that pink top are absolutely heinous. This hairpiece isn't fitting at all, but oh, it fits a bow, so I guess that's what you do. And then you give her Ray's head. You give her Ray's head. Like, oh, they couldn't have done Lavender Brown worse. They could not have done Lavender Brown worse than this. Absolutely terrible. Like, we've never gotten a Lavender Brown before. Probably won't get a Lavender Brown again. This minifigure is terrible. Not as awful as maybe like actually, the only reason I was going to say that is because I care about Bellatrix more than I care about Lavender. I hate Lavender Brown's character in the movie and book. But gosh, this is a loathsome, bad minifigure. The whole thing is just a travesty. This color clash going on here with this pink and the purple. Oh, this is a horrible minifigure. These figs are good, I would say. Some even great. But damn, this is particularly bad. I don't know why they keep wanting to reuse heads on people. Well, not to mention Ray's head is very Ray exclusive, and you can't really put it on someone else without them thinking of Ray. Why would you put it on Lavender Brown? That's not even close to appropriate. The personalities reflected in this Ray head are not even close to what's reflected in the character of Lavender Brown. It's so, it's just not, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. That's all I have to say. The set. Firstly, right here, we got a Slug Club table. This is the only thing in the entire set that has anything to do with the Slug Club minifigures. Yeah, you got some poop tarts over here, you got some waffles, you got some more poop tarts, you got some, what are those cookies called? Yeah, the cookies with, like, those nasty-ass, like, vanilla Oreo bullshit ones. And then a really cool fondue fountain, which is very creatively built out of some very simple pieces. But it definitely conveys what they're trying to do, and I really appreciate it. It's quite nice, and it's really well done. And then I also like how the tablecloth hangs off the edge very creatively with these pieces. So I think that's really nicely done, and very cute. I like this table, I like it a lot, I think it's cool. Then we have the actual Bippity. And like all the other Hogwarts things, it comes apart quite modularly so that you can sort of create your own Hogwarts however you want. As you can see, it looks quite good. I really like the sheer scale and scope and height of that astronomy tower. I like the way it sort of splits off in its own little way. As you can see, just that one little bit is just kind of like hanging there, and it's very nice, it's very cool, it's very Hogwarts, and I think it looks really quite nice. It's a really good looking thing from the outside. I like the reintegration of some of the Hogwarts green over here. I like some of the shrubbery down below. The stickers that you can see on the outside work quite nicely, as you can see down here. This makes for a very sort of welcoming entrance over here, and I really like what they've done with it. With the brick detail on the cylinders right there, I think it looks good. No one likes applying those big fat whopping stickers, but in this case I think that they actually add to it quite nicely. The whole roof over here is done well. I like that sort of circular pattern right here, and I like the way that the door is right here with sort of this stone down here. It looks quite good. The tower is quite nice. We continue to have very similar motifs on all of the Hogwarts builds, which I really quite appreciate. One of those being these windows right here with that sort of grill texture, and also this style of sticker, as well as the ski pieces in Hogwarts green used to top off the spires. It looks quite nice. It gets a little bit sticker happy up here, and it's really, really annoying. Rob built this set while I built the burrow, and he was really having a hard time because the stickers in this one, while there's less stickers in this one, they're a lot more annoying than they are in the burrow. We got some more stickers over here. As you can see, the spire comes right up there. We have some kind of cool sort of building techniques used right there to create that pattern, and it looks good. And then the spires go all the way to the top, and then you've got your obligatory wings out Hedwig, who seems to be in all of these new sets. So yeah, aesthetically it looks quite good. I would definitely put it in the higher end aesthetically of the other Hogwarts builds that we've gotten. It looks good, it looks cool, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, bippity boppity boo. Then we have got our greenhouse, which is just sort of a thing that kind of exists off to the side of this whole thing. It's kind of a weird inclusion. I honestly get the impression that they weren't going to include it at all, but I feel like they had this and they wanted to boost pieces and whatnot, so they included it. On the outside it looks quite good. You've got like the glass and whatnot. You got like dragon pieces up here and dragon pieces in there, and you got like some shrubbery on the outside here, and it's quite cute. Door opens up at the side. As you can see over here, this is where it kind of awkwardly connects to the larger Hogwarts structure. Got some clippers in here, and then you've got the various plants, and you pull it out, and you've got the mandrake, and I believe that this is the same mandrake piece that comes with Professor Sprout. It's also nice that they release this greenhouse bit at the same time that a Professor Sprout minifigure is coming out. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed that a Professor Sprout minifigure didn't come in this set, but I'm going to explain later why that doesn't bother me in particular. Anyways, here's the new Mandrake print. It looks okay. I think I like this one actually a little bit better than the one that came in the Neville CMF. I think it's good. I like the little shrub on the top, and I think it works perfectly fine. Nothing else on the inside here. Pretty simple, but it's a nice inclusion and kind of a almost vital part of Hogwarts that I'm glad that they put in. So with that, we'll get on to the larger Hogwarts structure. Do these parts come apart? Do these? Yeah, they do. Alright. We'll just sort of... Okay. I don't know where this came from. This fell off of something, but this would appear to be a potions book, which is quite cute, and you've got the text in there, and yeah. Just simple. Looks like what we've got in here, speaking of potions, is like a potions classroom, although it's right inside of a door. Kind of awkward that you've got like potions seats right there, but you've got like some cool stuff, some translucent parts with like various lids and whatnot. It's cute, it's congruent with other sort of Hogwarts interiors, given that it's Half-Blood Prince, feels relatively fitting. And then you got some candles up here, which... yeah, a little bit of a chandelier, not too elaborate, but you know, looks good enough. Yeah, that's really not too much going on in the interior there. Speaking of not too much going on in the interior, holy smokes, nothing. Over here you've got this weird light. I don't know what this is or why it's here. I don't know what scene this is a reference to. It tells you to put this here, and I don't know where that's supposed to be or what scene that's from. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I've never seen the entirety of Half-Blood Prince, and not by my choice either. I have started it several times, except every single time, while watching Half-Blood Prince, I have fallen asleep, because that movie is so fucking boring. Listen, I don't have like some sort of sleeping disorder where I like fall asleep really quickly or anything. Like I stay awake through even some really boring movies. Straight Story, Synecdoche, you've got me, but Half-Blood Prince puts me to sleep. I genuinely can't stay awake for it. Sorry, so yeah, that's why I don't know what's going on here. It's cute, it looks like something pulled out of one of the Chinese New Year sets, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, then up here we've got a office, presumably Slughorn's. You've got a time turner right there, printed onto the wall. Not printed, stickered. Books also stickered back there, as you can see. Yeah. And then on the desk, we have got a very animated and goofy looking envelope. Kind of miss the older looking envelopes. This one just looks so cartoony with like the bright red and the bright white. I miss the... like, remember the letters that came in the Beaubaton carriage with like the maroon and the tan? That looked so much better than that bright white thing. Little lighting fixture over there, bottle back there, chalice, not too much going on in here. I gotta express my disappointment though in the fact that they chose to sticker on the books on the shelves. Really? Like, really? That's what it's come to? Yeah. Kind of rubs me the wrong way. Don't really care for that all too much. Anyways, then we've got the Ravenclaw dorms, which is cool. We haven't gotten this yet. As you can see, we've just got two beds right here, which are quite simple. We've got mint-colored pillows and whatnot. Got another one of those envelopes with a blue sort of quill. And then we've also got a raven tapestry back there. Looks decent enough. Then we got a book over here, and I think something else. They're really lodged in here. Come on. There we go. We've got this newspaper piece, which I believe we've seen before. Daily Prophet, The Boy Who Lived. Seems like old news by book 6, but whatever. Then we've got a divination book right here, and that same sort of text sticker in there. I like getting the different textbooks. I think that's cool. I think the fact that we have in this set both a divination and like a, you know, potions one. I think that's cool. I want to see more books. I think that's a neat inclusion. I'm glad that it's no more of just that generic brown book with the Wingardium Leviosa page in it, you know? I'm glad to get some variety. Even if it is this late, it's something that I think I mentioned previously, and I'm glad that we're getting something different of. Up here we don't have too much going on, but I think that's largely because this is the scene of Dumbledore's tragic demise. As you can see, though, as we get to the astronomy part of the astronomy tower, we have a very cool globe with some rings around it, and I think that looks quite nice. It's built quite simply with the one ring going around. By the way, this ring sort of sits kind of awkwardly in the skeleton arm. This rubbery piece doesn't seem to agree all that much with the skeleton arm piece. But yeah, then you got the smaller ring on the inside, and then you got the sort of silver sphere, and it all looks very good. Obviously a downsized from what we see in the movie, but it definitely accomplishes what I think it wants to accomplish. And it looks quite nice. And then you got room up here for, you know, murder. Yeah, and you've also got like the nice sort of hole there. I wish that this were lined up a little bit better with this, maybe just sort of inching this up a little bit would have worked. I don't know. Yeah. And then you just got this room over here, which I honestly think is just cool. Oh, son of a bitch. Which I honestly, so many loose pieces is cool just because of the way that they like angled this out. And it's cool. I'm a sucker for neatly angled architecture, you know? Yeah. Then right up here we have got a telescope, which looks cool. It's got like some funky looking crystals in it and whatnot, and it's got like some fun part usage in there, including like a telescope piece, which is cute. And then we've also got something going on right in here. Looks like Asian symbols, maybe? I don't know what's going on in there. Kind of weird. You get like the Asian light fixture, you get like the Asian symbols on this scroll up here. Is Lego trying to kowtow to China even more than Monkey Kid would have me believe? Damn. I'm sure there is some proper explanation that I just do not understand. But no, that's all there really is. Gold candle. I guess this kind of comes out to a rounded thing down here. And this is a closer look. Look at all the gajillion stickers up here. Way too much. It doesn't even look really that good at this point when you've got this many stickers. It's a bit heavy on the stickers. And I felt bad for Rob as he was doing this, because even though Burrow had more, they're much more overbearing here. In my opinion. So yeah, when you connect it all together, I really don't care for the angle that we have the greenhouse at. Why is it like this? That doesn't really work for display. I wish that they had it more sort of on the side, or maybe at like an angle or something, but this is like the recommended pose that you put it in, and I'm not crazy about it. I gotta say, I'm not crazy about it. What I do really like, though, is how they've shaped these sorts of spires all the way around. It's got like the roundness going. Can you just... It's got the roundness going all the way around, and it looks quite... It's falling apart. Too many loose pieces. Minifigs fine. How does it feel? One more time. I think that's particularly appropriate when it comes to reviewing a Hogwarts set, because man, feels like we've gotten quite a few of them, and honestly, I am finding it hard to be excited about this one. I'm sorry, it's not really the fault of this set. I don't think like it's really the fault of this set. Not at all, actually. It's just kind of that I'm getting a little tired of Hogwarts sets. Like, you know what? I think it's really refreshing that this set had like the Slug Club minifigures, and like the last one they had the Yule Ball minifigures and whatnot. Like, that's really cool, that's neat. I appreciate that they're making the minifigures nice and diverse, so we're not just getting boring Hogwarts attire minifigures, and we're getting some really cool exclusives. That said, when it comes to getting to the actual Hogwarts build, it's I don't know. It just, son of a, fuck this. It just, I don't know. It's hard for this to really excite me because, yeah, like, it's visually congruent with the other Hogwarts sets. But maybe that's the problem, you know? I'm just getting kind of tired of this sort of look. I kind of want this whole... I was talking about, like, the end of this new Harry Potter wave earlier, and I think about that a lot because I hope it's soon. I don't know, just particularly with the Hogwarts sets, like, yeah, you're gonna get a big Hogwarts thing at the end of every single line. It's just, I don't know, it's wearing kind of thin. Like, you kind of know what to expect at this point. The interior of this one has some cool parts, particularly at the top of the Astronomy Tower, but it's not really that interesting. The rest of it's just dorms and, like, half-assed classrooms and offices. Like, I guess you've got the inside of the greenhouse, but even that's pretty dull. I don't know. It's just not really that exciting anymore. It was kind of difficult to build up enthusiasm for the Yule Ball clock tower, whatever. But by the time we're at this one, I don't know. It's just, it's getting kind of old. I almost feel more trapped than anything else, you know? Like, I feel like I'm kind of indentured, you know? I feel like now, whatever other Hogwarts sets they come out with, I kind of have to get them, despite the fact that I'm kind of tired of this whole thing, you know? It just doesn't really excite me all that much. It's a perfectly competent set, you're getting your value, you got some cool minifigures, blah blah freaking blah, but the set itself just doesn't really wow me in the way that something like the Burrow might. The Burrow is kind of novel, the Burrow is cool, like it's something that's different, and it's like, you know, excuse me, feels fresh. This does not really feel very fresh. I don't know, like, it's cool, the side of the tower sort of like, shifting off is cool and everything, like, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who's kind of struggling to get enthusiastic about this kind of stuff anymore, but it's not really as novel as maybe it was for the first 3 Hogwarts structure installments, you know? It doesn't have the same hype for me, it's not as exciting for me, I don't know, just the novelty is starting to wear, and a part of me is just kind of hoping that they just release, like, a courtyard set or something, and just wrap it the hell up, you know? Getting a little kind of tiring. Yeah. But shoot, I mean, that's really all I've got to say about this one. I guess if you really like the Hogwarts and you want to continue your Hogwarts building like someone like me, then yeah, sure, get it. But I don't know, there's just this kind of monotony that's starting to come along with it, you know? I think it's probably because of, like, the dullness of the interior really has me like that. Like, the last one had, like, the cool... Yeah, no, you had the Yule Ball dancing feature. That was kind of gimmicky, but it was kind of cute. You had, like, Madame Pomfrey's, sort of, infirmary. You had the washroom with, like, that stained glass of the mermaid. Like, you had some novel interiors on the last one, but this one just feels kind of like paint by numbers, going through the motions. It doesn't really excite me. It doesn't really interest me. Maybe it's just the pattern with the Hogwarts things, you know? You get a Great Hall, but then you have, like, the Whomping Willow. You get a, clock tower, and you get an astronomy tower, you know? Maybe it's just, maybe it ebbs and flows, and maybe the next big Hogwarts chunk, I'm not talking about the room requirement, obviously. Maybe the next big Hogwarts chunk will really wow me. But even if it does, or if it doesn't, or whatever, I just hope it's the last one, because like, I feel at this point like I'm just saying, alright, get on with it, you know? But yeah. That's really all I've got to say about this one. I'll catch you folks later.